We're going to find the intercepts of this equation. This equation is not a line. If you have a highest degree of 2, then that means you have a parabola, which is that U-shaped graph, and it's also known as a quadratic. Now, if you know how to find the x and y intercepts of a line, you already know how to find the x and y intercepts of anything else. It's the same process. So if I start by finding my x-intercept, that means y equals 0. So replace y with 0. And now I'm going to solve for x. If the exponent is throwing you off, just start by trying to isolate the x as much as possible. So I'm going to start by adding 8 to the other side. And then I will divide by 2. So the x is almost by itself, but I still have that exponent. So if you ever want to cancel out an exponent of 2, the opposite of that would be taking the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Now, the number one thing you have to remember when you take the square root of both sides of an equation is a plus or minus. Okay, so you actually get 2 answers out of this. You get positive and negative square root of 4. The square root and the squared cancel with each other, so I do have x by itself. And now I have positive and negative square root of 4, which is 2. So you can leave it as plus or minus 2. That means you have both answers. Or if that looks weird to you, you can write it out as 2 and negative 2. If you want your y-intercept, you do the opposite. This time x is equal to 0. So replace x with 0. Now remember your order of operations here. 0 squared comes first, that equals 0. Multiply by 2, you still have 0. So the y-intercept is negative 8. I'll spare you the time of me trying to draw this and just show you what it would look like. Here are 2 x-intercepts at negative 2 and positive 2. And then down at the bottom is our y-intercept of negative 8.